Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing well from wherever you are, as always, and yeah, welcome back to another video. So in the last video I said I'd be showcasing some of your beats, so I've decided that I would stick some of them at the end of this video, so it won't be all of them at once because I got sent in quite a few. I might just do one per video, so if yours isn't played in this one, it'll definitely be somewhere in the future, so stay tuned. If I haven't told you already, I'm working on another drum kit which will be a lot better than my first one, so look forward to that. It's going to have a lot more sounds, just a lot more diversity in terms of other sounds that you can use, not just snares, kicks, hi-hats. It'll have other useful samples in there that you'd be able to utilize in your beats as well. So yeah, I'm working really hard on it, and I'm really excited to eventually release it. For those who have been consistently watching, you guys will also know that I'm working on another beat tape. I've actually pretty much finished 8 off that now, so I'm aiming for at least 10 off the tape to be released, and yeah, it's sounding really good so far. Just got to put some finishing touches, make a few more beats on it, get the artwork done, and then yeah, just send it off to Spotify's end for them to process, and then it'll be updated. I don't have the payment tier, which includes a release where I can set a release date, so it'll just be whenever it uploads they'll tell me, and then I'll tell you guys. So yeah, with that being said, it's time to get back in the studio and cook up some fire. Let's do it. Okay, we're back in the studio. I'm not too sure what kind of a beat I'm going to be cooking up today. I'm just going to be going with the flow and see what happens, so let's get into it. 84 BPM, got a few samples here, but what I'm going to do first is build the drum track as usual, but I'm going to pay more attention to what I'm doing with the drum track. I have an idea in mind. I want some nice gritty texture to it, and I'm going to add some reverb here and there, make it kind of sound like it's in a room, you know, like it's being played live, as you want with that Boom Bap sound. So yeah, let's get straight into that. Let's change that to 85. As you can see, I'm playing around with a lot of the knobs and levers inside of this box here, and it's always just good to not underestimate the power of the native tools within your DAW. Like, you don't necessarily have to be going through EQs and this VST or that plugin. A lot of basic things you can actually do within these small windows here. As you can see, I turn this into this. Okay, so there's the drum loop that I'm happy with now. So what I'm going to do is just add some nice texture to it, and sort of atmosphere to it, and make it sound really cool and retro. So add all this to the mixer, select everything, hit Control L, easy as that. The most important thing that you can do with your drums in the beginning is panning them. So I've got the hi-hats here just off to the right a little bit. I've actually got 2 snares, and if you want like more of a wider effect, take each snare out just a little bit, and I'm going to do that now. Just a little bit, and it makes it slightly wider. I'm going to highlight everything by holding Control Shift and route it all to this track right here. Name that drums. Now that's our drum rack. Now everything that is in this rack will be running through here. I always put a limiter on the bottom, a clipper rather. I'm just going to leave that off for now, but I just want to talk about just for a little bit quickly about the order in which these go. If you're not aware already, you probably are. The order of these matter. So it's going to start at the top up here, and it's going to run through anything that is at the top first. So it's going to take the signal. The signal comes from here. This is the origin of your signal. Then that runs to any mixer track that you have it, and then from there it will go through whatever you have assigned first. So I'm going to put on the Fruity Love filter and play with these cutoff knobs here and the resolution knobs. Now what I'm keeping an eye on here is headroom. So as you can tell, the snare wants to be taken down a little bit because everything else but the snare is hitting too hard. So we're at like -6 before the snare hits, and then it almost goes above 0 when the snare does hit. So now I'm going to turn the soft clipper on and see if that makes any difference, which it should. What I'm going to put in between these is Destructor. I've pretty much done all of what I'm doing now in a previous video, but I just wanted to go through it again because I really love the texture and the sound that comes out of this technique. So I turn all these off. It runs through this distortion here, and then it also soft clips on the output, so that will lower anything again. So I'm putting the soft clipper on in this here, and its own soft clipper on in the effects chain, just so I can get the drums really loud but not clipping. And they're at -9 now, so you can even adjust them more, make them even louder if you need to. And sometimes I like to just play around and see what other plugins do. Like sometimes I'll run like a guitar amp like effect through like hi-hats or something, and depending on the settings it's got in there, it can actually make it sound quite cool. I've done it before, but I might just see if I can replicate it now. And it's this one, Hardcore, and it's got heaps of different presets that you usually run a guitar through. I usually go over to this one here called AC/DC Rhythm FG. I turn this all the way down, otherwise it's just too, the effect still comes through, but it's really it's oversaturated if I do. And then I usually turn it down over here as well. And you can tell that makes the hat sound crunchy, you know, and I'm really going for that gritty, crunchy, you know, feel for the drums, so that's good. I might keep that. As you can see, I'll put that Hardcore amp effect on the drum rack, and it gives it even more of a crunchy feel. So Sounds good. Now I'm going to play around with the sample and see what I can come up with. Oh, that sounds dope actually. That's actually what I had in mind, I think. So for now I'm going to keep that. But first let's record it in. So now I'm just going to try and find things to go on top of that. So it looks like I found like a bass note in this other jazzy kind of a sample. I was trying to mix the two. It might still work, but I found this bass. I don't know if you can hear it. Anyway, I'm going to chuck that into the mix and see how it sounds. Yeah, I kind of like how that sounds as a bass tone, so I might just keep it really simple for this beat and just keep that as the bass tone. Okay, cool, so it's arranged now, and I added some extra samples in there. Did a little bit off camera just for time's sake, but not much has changed. Not bad. I think it sounds like, you know, that retro 90s classic boom bap feel that a rapper could just, you know, old school rapper could just jump on and lay some bars down. Yeah, I'm going to let the beat play out for you now, and then after that it'll be one of your guys' beats. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and until next time, peace.
Bap Studio.